Hello again. Today it's my birthday and I'm going to be dyeing yarn. And so I thought that I would dye a special colorway today for fun. I dye yarns all based on favorite candies, sodas, just anything that's childhood fantasy kind of things, amusement parks. So sometimes that means I try to dye colorways based on a certain thing. So I want it to have certain colors in there, or it needs to look a specific way. But today I'm just going to throw in some favorite colors and see what I get. So I will take you along with me, though I'm not giving away any of my secrets. So this is the area where I dye yarn in my kitchen. I have to completely clear everything off, make sure there's nothing out. The things that I have out, I cover with a cloth because dyes can get everywhere and they are not safe. So that's why I wear a mask. And then I also make sure after I'm done that I clean everything up. Like I have to wash everything down afterwards. So that is the good part about dyeing yarn in my kitchen, is that my kitchen gets scrubbed down regularly. But it does mean that no one can use the kitchen while I dye yarn. Not their favorite. But I gotta get started. All right, so because there is a lot of work, as you can see, that goes into me getting my setup ready for dyeing yarn, that means that I want to dye as much as I can in one stretch. So I will leave everything out for like 2 to 3 days, but I will only do that every 2 or so weeks. I don't do that every single week because that's really hard on my family to not be able to be in the kitchen for that much time. Yeah, it's just not safe to be preparing food in here during that time, to be eating with dyes. And so I make sure that we either have leftovers in the fridge to reheat, something that can be cooked in the oven, like frozen foods, or something in a crock pot that will be cooking in another room, or something that we can eat, like go out to eat. So yeah, it's a bit of work to get it all set up. It's a hassle, but I love dyeing yarn. So I'm just going to get my skeins of yarn, the bare yarn, soaking and start deciding on what colors I want to put in. And after I make some yarn for my birthday colorway, then I'm going to just start dyeing yarn for custom orders that I've got. So that's my day today and tomorrow, and it's just going to be so fun. I love doing it. So first I'm soaking my skeins in a citric acid mixture. I use acid dyes, which require an acid like citric acid or vinegar to set the dye. That's the mordant. And you don't have to soak it first. There are other methods where you can dye the yarn, add the acid towards the end, depending on the effect you're going for. But I generally soak mine first. And I soak them for a minimum of 30 minutes. I like to do 45 where possible. Here we go. So while I'm waiting for my dye to set, I thought I'd show you some of the really sweet handmade birthday gifts that I received. So this is one that was sent in the mail a week and a half ago by my friend Kimberly. This gorgeous hand knit tam. And the yarn was dyed by another indie dyer, Chelsea Luxe Yarns. And Kimberly also sent me my cute Mickey ears. Well, they're mini ears because they've got a bow. One of my favorite rides is It's a Small World. So that was really fun. And It's a Small World is my favorite ride. So my sister Emily knit a cowl for me. Can you see what that pattern is? It's so cute. It's the outside, the face of It's a Small World. You can see the clock face there. Oh, I love it. And I love cowls. Cowls are my favorite. And along with the Disney theme, my friend Mandy knit, and actually she crocheted this adorable little Minnie Mouse. She's so cute. Oh my word, I love her. And she also made me a blanket. This is a blanket that I started years ago that I was really excited about, and then I burned out really quickly. I went, I'm never gonna finish this. And I asked who wanted it to finish the project because I put a lot of work into it. And she said, I want to finish it. So I thought that she would take it and finish it and have a blanket. Instead, she finished it and made it for me. That was the most thoughtful gift. So cute. So I had made these squares and blanket stitched around the outside, and that's as far as I got. I did try joining a few together, but I made such a mess of it, I just couldn't do it. So that is just lovely. And then I had a really sweet friend, Becky, drop a gift off to me that I haven't opened yet. So I'm gonna open it here. That's cute. This box is really cute. Look how happy that is inside. It's too cute to open. Okay, let's see. Oh, I love it. A rainbow project bag. She makes a lot of really cute bags. Oh my word, look at the inside. This is so cute. Love that. With the wrist strap. Very cute. And there's something in here I see at the bottom. Mystery collectible pins. Okay, I'm excited to see. That's so cute. Cute. That's perfect with donut mini ears. Couldn't be any better. I think they're all mini ears. Just what kind? Oh, that's so cute. And then a rainbow bow. So these are the different types that you can get in the boxes. That is so fun. Love it. All right, I've just added 2 more layers of color on the other side. One thing I have learned is never judge a color while it's in the pan. You have to take it out and wash it and dry it, and then you'll know. Because right now, looking at it, I think this is not very attractive. But just from experience, I know that the layers and colors that I have put together should all turn out being a very nice colorway. So we're going to just let this set, and then I will wash it and dry it and hang it up. So I have some really old aluminum buffet pans that I used to cover my pans with. I'd like to get some flat ones. I just don't have any right now, but I cool my yarn like this in between dyeing colorways. So I have this thick felt mat. It's a wool acrylic blend. And then I use recycled mailers to give it some additional protection because I don't want to ruin my table from the heat. So I set those there to cool. Here's my dyeing journals. So when I dye yarn with red speckles, depends on the type of red, but the type that I used, a lot of it sits on top of the yarn and doesn't ever absorb. So when I rinse it, I have to rinse that off. If I were to make it into a dye stock instead, then that works differently, but it just likes to float on the surface of the water. So this is one where I'll often see some pink in the water when I'm washing it because of the speckles that never did settle down onto the yarn. Time to go.
Okay, it's day 2. The yarn is dry. Let's show you how it looks.
Here it is in the morning light. Very pretty. So I am going to wind them, and then I'm going to photograph it to put on Etsy and on Instagram, and I'll show you the process of that. Okay, so I dye yarn on shower hook rings, so I can just reuse those, and I have a box of them here. And I always tidy up my skein. I do this all along the process anyways, to tidy it up and make sure that things are even. And then I have a hook that I've put here in my kitchen. I remove if I have any extra ties that I don't want on there. So there's 3 ties on there now. I like to have a good amount to ensure that it doesn't get too tangled, but I like to twist mine this way instead of on my hands. I feel like I can get a smoother skein. And then I use my trusty wooden spoon. I have actually looked for dowels that I like, the right size. I've purchased the really big chunky crochet hooks, knitting needles, and in the end, my wooden spoon is my favorite. So I tuck in my ends while giving it a good amount of tension. And then depending on the base, I twist it a different amount of times. And I still tidy things up a bit. I like things to look nice and neat. So I have one here that somehow I got a good amount of neon in. I have no idea, it just showed up in there. It showed up when I put in this tealy blue color. So some dye had migrated, obviously. So this is going to be my skein, and that's good because I really like that color in there. But this is also going to be my skein because there is something going on here and I don't like that. So I'll keep it for myself instead of sending it off to somebody else to figure out. I'm going to remove some ties and just keep winding. So this is where I take pictures because I have a big bay window that lets in a lot of natural light, and I have to do it during certain times of the day so that I don't get really harsh shadows or weird lighting, weird colors. So just depending on what I'm photographing, the type of setup, it'll look different, but I usually end up climbing on this table at some point. So I'm gonna take pictures.
I got a brand new sweetie, better than the one before. Oh, she's got everything and a little bit more. I don't know much about her, and yet I know a lot. And what it takes to make me love her, I want to tell you she's got. Does she make everybody stare? I'll say she does. Does she go la-da-da-da? I don't care. I'll say she does. But is she nicer than me? And does she sit on my knee? Does she? I'll say she does. And does she crave a wedding and everything? I'll say she does. Was she happy to get the ring? You bet she was. When she dances, does she twist? Does she do a lot of things I can't resist? Does she? I'll say she does. It was so hard to get her, she can never get away. Because I'm watching her all the night and all day. I've always had her picture, I had it in my mind. I always knew the kind I wanted, and she's exactly the kind. Does she make everybody stare? I'll say she does. Does she go la-da-da-da? I don't care. I'll say she does. But is she nicer than me? And does she sit on my knee? Does she? I'll say she does. And does she crave a wedding and everything? I'll say she does. Was she happy to get the ring? You bet she was. When I kiss her, does she shout? Does she do a lot of things I can't talk about? Does she? I'll say she does.
Okay, done. I'm now going to go upload my photos to the computer and do some color correcting because I really like my photos to, as accurately as possible, represent the colors that are in the skein, because what you're seeing on camera here is not always what you actually get. So I work really hard to try and make sure that they're the right color. So I'm done. That was a fun birthday celebration for me, and that's what I am naming these skeins. These skeins are going to be called, this colorway is going to be called Celebration. So thanks for joining me.